So hello everybody. I am just starting to set up for the day, and I thought maybe you would want to see how I do this. So this is my long frame adapter for my Lowry stand. I will put this on the Lowry stand about there. And then today I am stitching on Lady and the Tiger again. So I need to get her on the frame, the adapter. So I just put her down here, tighten so she doesn't come loose. And for more stability, I am also tightening the upper part, and I really hope it's correct for me, for you. So I need to find my phone because I can't see you chatting with me unless I am on my phone. So there. I think I have it. Now to find some floss and pattern and all that good stuff. There. So now I think I am finally set to go. I can try and zoom you in a little closer so you see what I am doing. I also need to tighten the frame. Just a teensy bit. There. Hello everybody. How are you doing today? Let's see, I already have some floss park today. I'm sitting a little bit farther away than I usually like, so we will see how this goes today. So I'm just having let's see, did this help? Yes, it did. Can anybody say anything in the chat so I know if you are hearing me and that I can see what you are writing? And for some reason it doesn't look like the picture is zoomed. I need to try this again. Hey Adele! There you are. Okay. For me, is it looking okay so far? My son has not been very happy about his bedtime lately, so I was a little late to get started today. Okay, good. Good. So my rotation, I think it was on Friday, started over again. So I did 3 days of my Sal's gift swaps category, and in reality I did do one more day. So now it is Lady and the Tiger's time to get out for a few days, and then I will rotate to my Final Fantasy. Oh, so good that you can hear what I'm saying. The time here is now 7:30 p.m. about. So it is bedtime for my little boy. My husband is out playing video games today. So I was thinking that Tuesdays would be a good day to sit and stitch and chat with you guys. Is anybody stitching with me today? Anything? Oh, that sounds nice, Adele. Yeah, I just jumped into my PJs as well. I really need to make some time to stitch on my Haunted Mansion Sal. It's a really fun whip to work on. So as you can see, I am stitching this upside down. Normally you can do your X's as you would do, but I am almost doing it the same way that I normally do, with just a tiny twist to it. So now I am starting a pin stitch where I am ending the floss. So I just went up in between the two holes on the Ada, piercing the fabric at the top, and then I will pierce the fabric and go down in the middle, tighten, go up at the bottom of the square on the Ada between the holes, piercing the fabric and going down in the middle. And then I will take my needle and go up again where I first went up, just so I can cut from the front of the fabric. So I will just give it a little pull and cut as close as I come. And you see the pin stitch is almost disappearing down into the Ada. And since I am frugal with my floss, as most of you I think would know by now, I'm gonna take this floss, this strands of thread, and do a pin stitch over here where I am going to start this color. So what I do when I start the pin stitch, in the middle of the square of the Ada, I will pierce it just in the middle, pull and leave a little tail. Then I will gently, depending on the Ada is going up or down or side to side, you can do the pin stitch either way, from going from the top down in the middle, going up the bottom down in the middle, or you can do it from the sides. I like to do it the way the Ada is on the top, just because it hides the pin stitch just a tiny bit more. So this Ada is going from side to side, so I will go up on the right. I'm holding the little tail to the left. So I go up to the right, piercing the fabric in between the holes on the Ada, down the middle, making sure I pierce the thread I am holding. And already now you can see it is starting to be very secure. Then I lay it, the little end to the right, pierce the fabric to the left in between the holes of the Ada, come up and go down right in the middle. And now I'm gonna pull all I can, and you see that tail will not move. It is pinned. So I just put my needle up so I know where to get it. Cut the tail as close as I can. I'm pulling a little bit on the tail, cutting, and there I have started my pin stitch from the front. So, and the tiny difference I do when stitching upside down is, I'm gonna show you in just a sec. So normally I will go from the bottom left to the top right, then from the bottom right to the top left, and do my X that way. This way, when I stitch, I usually always stitch in the top left part of a pattern when stitching full coverage. This will make it so the thread do have to travel the shortest part when I am stitching downwards. So when I am stitching upwards, I am doing my first leg from the top right to the bottom left, and then from the top left to the bottom right. So you see, I'm just turning the order of where I do the first leg and the second leg, but I'm not turning the order of the first and second leg. They are always going the same way at the beginning and the end. So, and that way, again, I am just saving a tiny bit of floss. Because as we all know, I am frugal with my floss. And I am it especially on kits like this, because I'm always afraid that I will have too little floss, or there will be something wrong with there will be something wrong and I have to frog and I lose floss, so yeah, then I will always try and save something. I am doing my parking method as I usually do, page by page. Now, since I'm working from the bottom and up, I will always make sure that the stitches I am doing, I have done the stitches underneath. And just work my way with the color as long as I can, with always having the stitches underneath done. And today I did not prepare any tags. Thank you, Adele. So I was thinking that you guys can ask me anything and I will try to answer as best as I can. If there is anything you want to know, or just do random questions that you want to know about me, my life. What is your favorite milkshake flavor? Usually I have actually been a chocolate girl for the most part, but not on McDonald's. There I will do the strawberry. Hi Heather. But lately I have found a recipe that they do on a cafe here in Norway for an Oreo milkshake. And that milkshake is the best milkshake I have ever had. So now I think I will have to say Oreo milkshake. Heather, if you just came along, I don't have prepared a tag today, so it is open for any questions that you want to ask me. Yeah, it is yummy, Adele. So if you ever come and visit, give me a hint and I will make you an Oreo milkshake. So what is my usual McDonald's order? What I have ordered the most on McDonald's is actually McFlurry with dime, if I'm being honest. But I will usually get the, what's the name again? McChicken salsa. I think I really like that one, so yeah, all your questions are food related. I think maybe you are hungry, Adele, or hey, Lauren. Oreo and malts. What is on a McChicken salsa? It is a McChicken, and you have a salsa dressing and another white dressing, and you have nacho chips, and I think there are just a little bit of salad on it. I think I'm always hungry. Oh, you don't have that one. Well, I just found out that I need to cheat with my floss because I had marked off I had done these 2 stitches, so I will just jump and do these 2 stitches and jump back. Yeah, it is really good, Link. Heather. I'm always wanting to call you Link for some reason, but I think it's because before I knew your name was Heather, I was always calling you Link. But I know that's like weird since that's your son's name. Yeah, it's good I'm not the only one. It's a cool nickname though. So I have been on my feet all day, so this is actually the first time I have had time to sit and stitch today. So, but luckily, I think the rest of the week will be slow. So, hope to get a lot of good stitching done tomorrow. What are my favorite motifs for the Disney Sal? Right now, I am in a very big Halloween mood. So I think I will have to say the Corpse Bride. If it hadn't been for the fact that I actually don't have any more money on my credit card, I would have bought that and started it instead of Tinkerbell. I also really love Esmeralda and Megara. I think the artists have given them the credit they deserve. They usually never have good Megara or Esmeralda patterns, and those are some of my favorite characters. So yeah, I really love those also. And let me think. I think all those are the extras. So for the normal 21, I am very excited to see when Pocahontas is coming out, because I think she looks amazing on the artwork, and I hope she also will be amazing in the pattern. So, but for now, I think right now Corpse Bride is definitely my all-time favorite in the Disney Sal. I need to start some floss. This kit actually came with the floss on these cards. First time ever experiencing these cards. They work fine. Have been sturdy so far. So that's good. Let me see. I think I will do some black first. Yes, Heather, you can buy the pattern separately. I think you already now can get can buy the extra panels in the patterns. At least they are available for me to buy on her website. And for everyone in the Sal, we get coupon we can use, so we get the discount for each panel. But Belle, Beast, Jack and Sally is a part of the main Sal, so I don't think they will be released before we who are in the Sal have gotten them. So you will most likely have to wait for Jack, Sally, Beauty and the Beast, because I think all of them is in the original 21 panels. Yeah, I know you got plenty to work on, and I know you are not that keen on starting a full coverage pattern right now. So, but it's just one of the things you have to just decide you want to try and see for yourself if you like it or not. But yeah, it can be good to get some whips out of the way because full coverage will take some time and they will stay in your whip pile for a long time. So but yeah, I'm also really looking forward to Jack and Sally and Beauty and the Beast. In a way, I am sad that Jack and Sally did not get picked as the first panel to come out in the cell because it would be really cool to have Jack or Sally to work on when it's Halloween and Christmas. So, but the cell is going on for 21 months, so most likely maybe next year we will get Jack and Sally for Halloween or Christmas, or at least have them ready. I think I went too far. Yes, I did. There. How is Halloween celebrated in Norway? Not the way I wanted to. I have become or am becoming just more and more a Halloween fan. But in Norway, it is mostly children coming around asking for candy, dressing up. And usually most people do not dress up to give out candy. We don't decorate much. There may be a pumpkin that we carve with some light inside that we put out on the doorstep, but there isn't like a big celebration of Halloween. So, but it is starting to become more and more a thing. It's becoming more and more popular to decorate and so on. So I hope that in the end it will get to be a little bigger celebration. Hey Sandra! Okay, Heather. See you soon. You dress up or feels kind of silly. Isn't it celebrated as much where you are. Oh, I totally forget. It is Halloween is also the way it started actually being celebrated in Norway was an excuse for every college and university students to dress up and have a party. So that's actually the start of Halloween in Norway, I think. Getting drunk and dressing up. That's Norway for you. So I have been thinking of this year I want to maybe dress up for when I am giving out candy. So, but if I am going to do that, I feel like I have to also put up some decorations for Halloween, or else it will look silly with me all dressed up and like a normal looking house. Yeah, it is also in Norway. When you dress up and party, it's not only college and university students. I think it's about, yeah, around 30, 40, that age where they stop, where they do not celebrate Halloween, like in a party and dress up. So, but I think it's a really fun time of year, and I hope that Norway will do just a tiny bit more when it comes to Halloween celebrations, because that would be really fun. Welcome back, Heather. Oh, you don't get trick-and-treaters? Well, I'm living like 75 meters from a school, so literally everyone is coming at our door. Every year we have to turn off our lights in the house when it's about an hour after they are trick-or-treating, because all of our candy are just gone away. We don't have more to give away. It's a little bit crazy. So, but it's fun. And a lot of them, since both me and my husband are teachers, we both have worked on at the school that live close by. We get many students or people that have been our students before at our door also. And it's really fun to see them again. Yeah, you dress up and party until you're 90, Sandra. Sounds like a good plan. Yeah, family costumes seem so much fun. Yeah, it is cool to see my former students. It's not like I have been a teacher forever, but it's enough that some of them have started high school and I had them at the end of preschool, so it's nice to see the change from preschool to high school, because some of them are just so tall right now. So it will be really fun this year, I think. Looking forward to it. I just need to remember to buy some candy. Oh, that's so cool, Lauren. Oh yeah, Heather, that one will be a fun one. So for everyone not watching this live, if you wonder what I'm commenting about, you need to read the comments, because I know you can read the comments after the video is live. Just for information. Your husband doesn't like to dress up, Heather? Yeah, Lauren, it's always sad when kids grow or getting over the age where Halloween costumes are awesome and starting to be embarrassing. Because family costumes seem so much fun. But hey, soon my son is old enough for us to go trick-and-treating with him, so this year we might go trick-and-treat with him. So we'll see. Lauren, are you doing the Disney sale, by the way? Yeah, if you haven't done a sal before, this one can be very intense if you plan to stay with it. But if you're like I am, just seeing that the sal as a 40-year long project for me to do, basically. And then it's not a very intense sal, but of course you have to do what you feel is right for you. Today's Stitch Along are brought to you by Monsters. So now we had commercial, now we can go back to the regular program. I have a bit of floss that did fall off my cards, and I hate not knowing which one it is. I think it's this one. No, maybe not. Nope. 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 Yes. Here it belongs. No, I have not tried the white monster, Sandra. In Norway, we do not get a lot of different monsters. We have a few, but not many, so I do not think we have the white one, unfortunately. Yeah, it's not all energy drinks I like, but I do like monsters. But the reason I do not drink most of my energy drinks is because I usually have been putting other liquids into them. So I got tired of drinking those kinds of energy drink. Java Monster and Mocha. I do not think we have those either. Coffee addict. Well, I'm not a coffee addict, so that's why I'm drinking my energy drink, because as I said, this is the first time sitting down stitching today and I am exhausted. Oh, that would be awesome, Sandra. Maybe if I am in Sweden, visiting my brother and best friend, then maybe we can meet up. They do live like an hour away from Göteborg, so I do not know how far away from there you live. Heather, I might hint that is what I like, yes. But there are also other cocktails you can do with energy drink. My time now is 8:15 p.m. Just like 6 hours. Oh well. Then maybe I just need to come and visit you in Sweden. Or if we are like driving all over the place. Oh, you're close to Stockholm. Right. Then it's a little bit far away, yes. But we have actually been talking about that we want to do, when Leo is older, a trip to Stockholm. So if we do that, I will definitely try and get a date with you. But most likely it is a few more years, because this year driving to Sweden with my son, it took a long while. We couldn't take too long of drives, and it went well. He is really good in car, but still not the most fun thing to do with him. So, but when he gets like 5 or 6 years, most likely we will do Göteborg and go into Liseberg and drive to Stockholm and round and about. Yeah, maybe you do, Sandra. So, what are you all stitching on? I know Adele is doing the Haunted Mansion sale, but I don't know if all you other lovely people are stitching or what you are stitching on. Oh, Mermaid Wishes. I love your conversion on that one, Heather. The border is so amazing. And I actually talked to Jo, and she said that if there is any floss color specific I want, she will do them and I can buy them. So I need to get the names again on the Moana one so I can order them. But I think it will have to wait a month or two because I have used way too much money on stitching with the Disney sale. Briolis Dandelion Kit. I actually think I know what that one is. That's really a beautiful one. The Ghost Library. Backstitching. Oh, Snow Queen. Oh, that one is a lovely one also, Sandra. Well, since the library is a pun in itself, Heather, I do not feel you have to do as much because the vampire or the vampirate, you did do a good deal of converting, and the basic witch you did like a lot of converting, so maybe it will look fine not having as much of a conversion in the library, just to calm the piece down a little bit. So maybe you just do, as I said, make a bubble over the ghost head saying like books. And I think that will work fine. Oh, you had to frog twice the witch room? Yeah. I think you are feeling the same way as I am with the moon. Because I had to frog a lot because of the conversion. And I frogged the moon before doing the conversion also, so that has been my pain. But I really want to get back to that soon, so I'm sad I didn't get it in this part, this rotation, so I hope next time. I think it is on Saturday or Sunday. I'm getting back to Sal's, that I will get some time for my Haunted Mansion sale. and do the moon. Yeah, Heather, I don't think you need to do as much in the library since it's funny by itself, so I would actually really like you just doing the bubble with the ghost saying books. I think I need to mark my chart because I am almost just doing things wrong right now. That was a really fun one, Adele. I like that one also. Okay, let's see. Your biggest problem, Heather, will be having space. So maybe you should like rechart the whole thing and do every room just a tiny bit bigger so you can do all your puns in. Yes, Kimberly, I am stitching upside down. It is because if not, I would have to stretch like very far up on the frame. But now I can have my left hand is resting against the frame and my right hand is underneath my frame and resting on my feet. So I'm sitting very comfortably doing it this way. So that's why I'm stitching upside down. Yeah, I like that idea, Heather. Doing lashes on the ghost. Let's see. Marking. It actually looks like I am starting to, at least in this part, get to the end of the hair. So we might get to see some top part of her forehead. And that is really exciting for me. Because I hate this hair she has. I really hate that. It has been a pain to stitch. It's so easy to go wrong. So yeah, being done with this part, I will be glad. Are you guys close enough that you see all the green that is in her hair? It's like really close up looking weird to me, but when I get it at a distance and take a picture, it looks really good. But there is like a bunch of green and brown and black and reddish brown, like a copper brown. Yeah, there's a lot of color in there. Yeah, shading is really weird. It's like some of them it's not that a shock to me, like I'm doing if you're doing like gray tones, because I know with the gray tones you use gray and pink, no, green and pink beside each other, because the colors will in a way make each other disappear, so it looks gray. So you can get different gray tones that way. But her hair is supposed to be brown, I think, and she has green in it, so, but it looks good, so I'm not complaining too much. I think my frame has slipped just a tiny bit, because I do not have a very tight fabric, the pin stitch on Ada is really difficult to do, because the piercing of the fabric gets more difficult. So I need to make it just a tiny bit more tight. There, I think. Yeah, now it seems better. Marking off. Do some more black. I speak Norwegian at home. I usually do not speak English, but we have, we call it words that we borrow, or in Norwegian, låneord. And it's basically words we are using from other languages. And it is almost only English where we borrow some words that we use in our language. Like with the technology, I will say keyboard and Wi-Fi and stuff like that. But they have, like, after a while made those words, or made Norwegian words for those words. So keyboard is now skrivebord, but yeah, I'm not a fan of that, so I'm saying the English word instead. But I do speak Norwegian, and we were thinking about speaking English at home when Leo was growing up, just so that he could learn English really good at an early age. But that is not so easy to do when everyone around us is speaking Norwegian, and since myself and my husband is Norwegian, that's more difficult. But a couple of friends of ours, they have gotten a son, and both of those friends of us are from England. So they are only speaking English to their son to teach him, like, proper English at an early age. But I think that's more easy when English have been your first language than when Norwegian is your first language. So, but I think English is starting to grow on me, because they say the language you're dreaming in is the language that is, like, starting to become your language, your natural language. And lately I have been dreaming in English. So that's a little bit fun. And they say if you can dream in a language, then you are speaking the language what they call fluid. I think fluid. And to be talking a language fluid, you have to know, I think it's 5,000 words. It is like counted for that you can speak, like, really properly speak the language. So, and dreaming in that language is one of the signs that you can. Yeah, that's the thing, Sandra. That's why I don't like... No, wait. Keyboard is tastatur. I said wrong. It's not skrivebord. Skrivebord is desk in English. So it's my bad. I was thinking wrong. You're absolutely right. It is actually really hard to switch between speaking languages, because when I speak English, and have been for a while, I will have trouble speaking Norwegian afterwards. And when I have been speaking Norwegian and are suddenly turning my iPad on to film a Flosstube or do a stitch with me, I feel I have trouble speaking English in the beginning, and it gets easier after a little while. So yeah. We have another word for Wi-Fi, but what is it? I don't remember, but the most fun Norwegian word they have made from an English word is they have now made a word for selfie, and in Norwegian they have called it a selfies. And in Norway we actually have two languages. We have like the one we are writing, and there is like another one that only old people speak, I feel. And in that Norwegian language they have called selfie a sjølvis. And it's just hilarious. It just sounds like you're a crazy person if you use them. Yeah, that's a really good idea, Adele. We actually have, from Leo was little, we watched a lot of YouTube of gamers playing video games. And Leo would, if he was like crying or something, if we turned that on, it would actually soothe him down. And suddenly now he has found some videos on Flosstube about a person doing something with small cars from the movie Cars, and the person is speaking English, and there is also a segment about colors and stuff, so he is now actually saying the colors in English and not Norwegian. So I asked him the other day what color his shirt was, and he was like, blue! And me and my husband started laughing because he spoke English and not Norwegian. So, but I like that. I really like that we have that opportunity with the internet, that we can early on start teaching him English and English words, because I think that is one of the most important parts for the children growing up now, is learning English as a language, because almost everyone in the world speak it as not like a first language but as a second language. And being able to communicate and get work wherever you want because you know English and know it well, I think that is a good thing. Yeah, they say that, Adele, that babies can and toddlers understand all languages, and after a while they like pick their language as their own. Yeah, I will, Heather. Definitely. Too bad I don't have colors now. But I will make one just for you and Link. I just need to try and find some hard paper that is colored that I can hold up while saying the words so he can see the color. No, I was not thinking about the more complicated colors. I was thinking about red, blue, yellow. Oh yeah, using my floss. That is an amazing idea. magenta. Yeah. Oh, that's cool, Heather. I should probably try that with Leo, holding up my floss and asking him what color it is. But usually, since I have like these, if I can get one loose right now. Since I have these rings on my Lowry stand, he will often, when I sit and stitch, come to me and say, hvit, lilla, blå, grønn, rød, and like telling me the colors. So that's fun. You think Swedish sounds boring? I think you have many nice words in Swedish. The language I have problem with often is Danish, because they have like the word we use for cry, grine, is in Danish the word for laughing. So, and my head just can't wrap around that one. They are always crying in my head. They might answer you in the numbers. Yeah, gonna teach him all the DMC numbers. Because when mommy is old, then Leo have to buy floss for her, and she is gonna teach him all the DMC numbers so he can go shopping. Yeah, we say BH, but it actually is in Norwegian brystholla, but we just have shortened it down to say BH because it's easier to say, Sandra. And if anyone is wondering what I'm talking about, it's the word English, the Norwegian word for bra. Yeah, bra is the same word as good. So, yeah, we also have some funny ones in Norwegian. What color did I pick? Oh, that one. So finally starting just one color on her forehead. Yeah, I know. English has stolen a lot of words and made them their own. So you can trace back to French, and I think, I'm not sure if German is earlier in the time frame of the languages. But most of the French and English and Norwegian and all those words actually comes from Latin. So yeah, I guess we all are borrowing in the end. There is like language trees that you can see where they have made like the main language as the stem of the tree, and you can see the languages develop as they spread out. And that's why English, German, Norwegian are often very similar in what letters we use, sometimes what word we use, and so on and so on. But if you go to like Russian or Arabian, they come from their own trees, so we're not close in language to those. And in those language trees, you can see that Norwegian, Danish, and Swedish is really, and Icelandic is really, really like close, because if you know Norwegian, you can understand Swedish and Danish with no problems. And after spending like 1 or 2 days with Icelandic people, you also start to understand them because the language is so similar. So we are like really close on the language tree. So I think it's fun looking at language trees and stuff and see like where our language comes from and why we understand someone better than other, and why some languages is harder for us to learn than other languages like Chinese, Russian, because we have to learn new letters, new way of saying the letters, and so on. And I suddenly realized I know a lot of like random information. Believe me, you want me on your team on a quiz, because there are always a bunch of random questions and I normally can them all. tangle. So this section of my stitches I will do just a little bit different because the stitches is traveling up here and there is some more hair in this color, so I will basically trace the stitches up, doing half stitches and going down and completing the stitches, because I know that this length of floss is longer than the little part here with this color. So are there any more questions that you is wondering about and want to ask me about? Hey Debbie, I am stitching her upside down, so I do not need to lean over the frame, and this way, stitching her upside down, I have good support for my hands, so I don't get issues in my shoulders, because if I'm sitting leaning over the frame in a longer periods of time, I will get some pains in my shoulders. So doing it this way, I just don't get any pain. So, but as when I get further along on her, then I will switch her back and stitch on her the right way. So there you might have seen I got tangled in my part floss, but just combing through them with my fingers made the tangle unravel by itself. Have I ever designed my own pattern? Yes, Heather, I have. But I haven't stitched it yet. I did design my own pattern for the one color biscornu that I'm doing. So when that is stitched and the recipient have received it, then I will show you the pattern I have designed myself. What is your favorite flavor of cake? Oh, Adele, that is a difficult one. Favorite flavor of cake? I think I will say, normally I would go for brownies. But lately there have been some cupcakes I can buy in Norway where I can get red velvet, because that is a cake we don't have in Norway. But suddenly we have gotten that flavor here, and the red velvet one, I love that cupcake. And I know you can do it as a cake, so I think I will have to say red velvet. And I really want to try and make it for myself, so I hope I can find like a good recipe online for that cake so I can bake, because I love baking cake. Funfetti. What kind of cake is that? Yeah, the brownies. The brownies, if I'm feeling bad, if I am happy, no matter what, a brownie will always taste good. And now, Adele, you made me want to go and bake myself a brownies. So I might need to end this live stitch with me soon so I can go and bake myself some brownies and eat before going to bed. Oh, white cake with sprinkles in. The red velvet cake, I think the reason why I like that one and the reason I like brownies is the fact that they don't have coffee in them, because I do not like coffee. Yes, I am one of those. So brownies and red velvet do not have coffee in them and taste chocolate. So, and it's in the red velvet, it's not like the cake in itself, but it's the frosting you have on top that is really good, that I like. So, what about cookie flavors? Chocolate chip cookie is actually my favorite. We have some cookies in Norway that is made with Belgium chocolate. There is like chocolate chips inside the cookie, and on top of that, the bottom of the cookie is dipped in Belgium chocolate, and it's called chocoladeterapi or chocolate therapy. So that one is my favorite. Yeah, Sandra, they are making me hungry also. Cream cheese frosting. Well, the red velvet I have in Norway is actually not dry at all, so maybe I should get her recipe for the red velvet cake and not an English one. Hey, Shelly. Yeah, Lauren, the McDonald's one. I am really glad that my husband is out of the house and have the car with him, because then I can't eat McDonald's food right now, or else I would. And I really should not eat McDonald's because it always make me a little iffy in my belly. My illness get worse, so it's it's like really bad to eat McDonald's for some reason for me, so I should stay away. But I can eat the McFlurry without a problem, so I still will eat that one. Yeah, Adele, you have made us all think about food and cookies and cake. And we all are angry at you and at the same time love you, because now we have an excuse if we suddenly eat a little bit of cake or cookie. Hashtag Adele made me do it. If I'm baking a brownie cake tonight because of you, Adele, I am going to take a picture, put it on Instagram, and hashtag Adele made me do it. I really should follow that tag. I think it will be a really fun tag to follow. Hashtag Adele made me do it. Yeah, I know, Adele. It's always nice to have someone to blame that like don't mind getting the blame. It's like my big brother. When we were growing up, he usually would always get the blame for everything that went wrong in our house. And it was partially because he said that if my parents didn't know which child to put the blame on, we were 4 and after a while 5, then he would be like, well, just put the blame on me always, I can handle it. So very often when I did a mistake or by accident broke something, then my brother would take the blame. He was like, I did it! And I would go free. So, and as you know, Adele, I love my brother and I love you. Yeah, you're doing a valuable service. I think you have an important part in our society, especially our stitching society, making us all find lovely, cute patterns that we have to start and stitch and buy, and making us all want McDonald's and cake and cookies. Kitten Stitcher's sheep and shareful hashtag this week is to share a recipe. I was thinking of posting my favorite carrot cake cream cheese frosting recipe. Oh, that sounds good. I need to follow that hashtag too. I actually do not think I am following Kitten Stitcher just because I have been so overwhelmed of Flosstube lately that I needed to just take some of the ones I was watching and stop for a while, but I have written them down on a note on my computer so I can easily add them back to my subscriber list when I feel I'm not drowning in Flosstube videos. And I have tried to stay subscribed to everyone that has under 1,000 subscribers, because I know that is a hard milestone to reach for many people, so I didn't want to unsubscribe to them. Yeah, Flosstube is really starting to get overwhelming. It is nice in a way, because there is always someone to watch and so on. But if it suddenly is something happening in your life and you get busy, like I have been the last month, then I don't get to watch as much Flosstube as I did. And the Flosstube that I did watch, I had just enough subscribers that it wasn't like I just got around to watch the Flosstube videos before there would come new ones out. But when I had a month where I have been busy, almost 2, then I am so far behind, and I do not think I have any way of catching up really. So I started to just binge watch one person on Flosstube and not doing anything else, because it really bumped me down and not keeping up on Flosstube. And it got to the point where I realized I just had to unsubscribe to a lot of people. I tried to take the ones that have a lot of subscribers and just gradually increase my subscription list again. So that might sound weird to someone, but that's how I did it. Yeah. I think I feel everyone I speak to, or when people are commenting on their Flosstube updates, everyone is commenting that they are behind and they are struggling to keep up. And I think it's just because we have such an overwhelming amount of people joining and doing Flosstube, and still the ones that have been doing it for years or still with us just makes it so there are so many to choose from that you need to pick the ones you really want to watch. And like I do, I have a note on my computer, and if I get some reason I get caught up and I do not have something to watch, then I will go to my list on my computer and watch some of the Flosstubes from the other channels. Oh yay, Heather! Ooh, I just reached 500 subscribers. That means if you have been following me for some time, that you really want to watch my Flosstube, I am going to do on Friday. Yeah, I am doing the same, Heather. I try to follow the ones stitching a lot of the same things as me. Like people doing full coverage, people doing cute patterns. I think I am following everyone in the Fruits group just because everyone is doing the same thing as me that belongs to that group, basically. And I am following other people doing like large project that isn't necessarily full coverage, because even though I have my tapestry right now, just not actively stitching on it, I still know that I want to do more of those. So I think also that's my biggest problem with Flosstube, is the fact that I am so diverse in what I stitch that as long as you don't only stitch prim, then I can follow them. Hey Karen. Yeah, prim or samplers. I have not gotten the hang of that, but I think like one person said that the prim and sampler ones, especially the sampler ones, are like historical to the US, so maybe it's not as appealing to the people that are non-US residents or not that interested in that part of the history. I don't know, maybe not, maybe it's just how it looks. Only 40 count. My ink circle tapestry, I am actually stitching on 56 count. And I have the baby tree sampler, I am stitching on 46 count, so. Yeah. Watch people you like. Yeah, I think as long as you are happy with the people you are following on Flosstube, that is the important part. Whatever your reasoning behind it is. I have like some people that I like how they are, and I think they're funny and fun to watch, but they're so full of energy that they actually are, when I watch them, they take energy away from me, and since I do not have too much of that in my daily life, then I can't watch them. So hey Jessie Marie. $56 count glasses. Yeah, I actually have some reading glasses that I can use that I got for when I had migraines, to try and get rid of the migraines. It did not help, but now I have reading glasses with a little bit of strength to them, so I can basically use them as magnifiers. And I am rid of the migraine right now because I did take the migraine piercing, and that for me, I have now been migraine free for in October a year. And before that, I did have like migraines 3 to 5 times a week. So that made my life a whole lot easier. Yeah. Hey twin Jessie Marie. Are you stitching on your big lady? Because I am stitching on my big lady. I think you can get the type of piercing I have taken in the US also. But the most important part with that piercing is that you make sure you take it with a person that have done it before and actually have done the research and know what he is doing. The person I took my migraine piercing, it's called Dite. The reason he started taking that piercing was because his wife at the time had migraines, and he did sit and watch how much pain she was in, how much it ruined her life. So when he heard about the piercing, he actually did specialize in taking it and took it on his wife, and she immediately stopped having migraine, and she has been migraine free for, I think he said like 3 years when I took mine, so now it will be 4 years. So yeah, what you basically do with the piercing, it's the same they can do. I know some acupuncturists will like take acupuncture in your ear to stop migraines, and it can work on a lot of people if they hit the right spot, but as fast as it doesn't last as long, you have to take the treatment regularly, and it is expensive. But basically what you do with the Dite piercing, one of the nerves in your ear that goes down to your shoulders and stuff. Yes, it's the ear piercing, Jessie. It is like cutting a nerve in your ear. It's not a dangerous one to lose, but it's the one that sends signals about pain from your neck and stuff like that. And usually that is a trigger spot for migraines. So the signal doesn't come to the brain, so you don't get the migraines. Yes, the ear piercing that is for migraines is called Dite. I am terrible at spelling, so I will write it down for you guys. Dite piercing. Yes, it's more effective if you get it in both ears. I have been thinking of getting it because I still can get symptoms for my migraines, but it's like it doesn't trigger, but I get like I vomit and I get distortion on my sight. But I don't get the actual headache, so that's good. So I have been thinking of maybe doing my other ear also, because then it will really take it totally away. If you have ever taken a piercing, Jessie, it doesn't hurt more than that. I also have a belly piercing that I took when I was 16, and I actually did feel that one hurt more. I think it can have a lot with the person taking the Dite piercing on me. He was like really making sure that I was relaxed and calm before he did anything. So I think I lay there on the table like 20 minutes because I was really scared, because I have heard that it hurt so much. But he like relaxed me until I was totally calm. We were just sitting and chatting, or I laying down and he sitting chatting. And then he took the piercing, and it wasn't as bad as the belly piercing. But I think the belly piercing, I was still like stressed and anxious when taking it, so the pain got more intensified. And that's the truth. If you are like anxious and stuff like that, and you are doing something that gives you pain, it intensifies because the nerve system is already so alarmed and sending like a bunch of signals to your brain, so the pain actually gets worse. But if you relax, the pain isn't that bad, because the nerve signal isn't alarmed, and there will not get so many nerve signals to your brain, basically. Most people, I have heard that it works on Shelly. The one taking my piercing, he is doing like he is writing down and getting feedbacks from people after they have taken the piercing to like do a document and try and get the treatment verified as a medical treatment, because then it can be, every verified treatment in Norway is cheaper to do, so it will be less expensive for the ones with migraines to take the piercing. So, and he said that I think it was 95% of the people he takes the piercing on has a good effect after 1 year. It still works after 1 year. And in the beginning, everyone, for the first, I think it's 4 or 5 years, the piercing works 100% the first months. Yeah, everyone needs to decide for themselves if it's worth it, but I did it, and instead of, I have used like thousands of dollars on treatments and trying new stuff and medicine giving me like really bad like side effects and stuff like that. So finally finding something that works, that is a one-time purchase. I paid $50 one-time purchase, and as I said, I have been migraine free for almost a year now, and those $50 have been worth it. Even if it suddenly stops working after a year, it still will have been worth it to go migraine free for a year, in my mind. So, but everyone, as I said, need to decide for themselves. I understand if people think it sounds scary to take a piercing in your ear and stuff like that. So my best advice is, if you do it, make sure you do it at a person that knows what he is doing and has a rumor of being a really good piercing artist. So And if you are unsure if you can do it where you live, then come to Norway and I will take you to my piercing artist. Because I know he is good. I can't really recommend any other than the one I have taken my piercing at, so. I have no idea how I ended up talking about migraines and piercings, but yeah, I feel like I fell down a rabbit hole and never got up. Yeah, that is also a good argument, Sandra. But as I said, people need to decide for themselves. I have totally stitched wrong. So, frogging time. Well, I guess that's a nice thing, never having to need glasses again. But I know for some people the expense can be a problem, and as I said, some people don't like piercings or are afraid of taking them. All right, back on track. Oh no, you have a headache? Yeah, gridding can be not enjoyable, but it looks, I did watch your Stitch With Me. You probably have seen my ever long comment with 1,000 questions. And it's so fun to see that you have gotten to her hair, Jessie. The blue color really made the piece pop. So that was fun. Yeah, small projects you do not have to grid. But in all honesty, if you want to do a big project and do not want to grid, you can buy pre-gridded fabric. Or like I have done gridding with the sliver metallic, and that takes some time, but it looks really nice and it's really nice to work with. But my QS Hugger Ball, I just used the pen, and that was 10 times faster doing it that way. Oh no, yeah, the gridding process can be really difficult, and you like need to get a hang of it, but when you first have gotten the hang of it, it usually isn't that bad, in my opinion. Yeah, is it, Jessie, is it one of the 793 or something like that, the 79 DMC colors, the blue? Because I really love those colors, those blue colors. I use them on my Doctor Who, the 12 Doctors clock. The colors, I really love them. Yeah, Link, do pre-gridded. It works fine, and I haven't found that it costs, it's not that much more expensive than a normal fabric, but I don't know how it is in like other countries. I just know about the one I can get. Yeah, gridding is love-hate. It can be really soothing and fun to do if you're like not in a stitching mood but still want to stitch and grid with the sliver metallic floss most people use to grid with, the one you can't pierce with your needle. Oh, 995. Oh, I love that one. Yeah, that is my favorite also. I think you're right that we are twins. I think that's my 995 or 996 is my favorite blue colors. And there is also one in the 3-8 category that is one of the electric blue colors. I really like that one too. Let me see, what did I do? I did this. And I did this. And then I totally messed up, so I need to frog again. Yeah, electric blue fans unite. Luckily, with my way of parking, it's never many stitches that I need to frog. And usually I don't do this much mistakes as I have today. I think it's because I'm not really paying attention to my pattern, and I'm not marking off as often as I usually do. So when I look at the pattern, I think I am one row further behind than what I'm actually is. So I'm doing basically a row twice. But oh well. Just having to frog a few stitches isn't that bad. It's not like I'm frogging the whole project. Oh, 996. Nice one, Karen. So, back on track. It has gotten like some residue, just removing it carefully. That is better. And what I just used was my seam fix. Don't know if that is focusing there. Seam fix. And it's basically a seam ripper inside. And this top rubber part you use to remove residue on your fabric from where you have frogged. If I'm frogging a whole lot, I will usually just use the seam ripper, cut up the top leg of every stitch I am going to frog, and then I use the rubber part to like rub against the stitches that are going to be frogged, and they will loosen themselves up and take all the residue with them. So love this little fella. I think I paid like $2, $1, something like that for it. It costed me almost nothing, and it has become my best friend. And I really like the flat end of the seam ripper, because when I'm doing it against the fabric and ripping floss, I can lay it like this, and it will not hurt my fabric because it's so straight at the back, and just cut the excess with full control. So can recommend this. If I ever are going to frog like a whole bunch on a video, then I can show you, but I'm not going to frog what I have done right. I do not like to frog, so I'm not going to do it just to do it. Yeah, I know you're nervous about the seam ripper, Heather. But I am actually more nervous using my scissors, because using my scissors, I will also like try and cut the top part of the leg, but I'm so afraid to cut my fabric. With the seam ripper, there is no chance of me ripping the fabric. So I very much enjoy that one. Excuse me, my flu isn't totally over, so I suddenly started coughing. Okay, Jessie Marie says, everybody, I need your help. Tomorrow, Lady of the Flag, more in this moment. Tomorrow, Lady of the Flag, more in this moment, spin the whip wheel or something else. Well, I really like your in this moment, so if I'm like being selfish, I would say in this moment, but I am afraid on your part that you are going to get burnt out on it, so maybe spin the wheel. Yeah, Shelly. Just watch. The whip wheel will choose in this moment. Just because I called it out. Oh, I need some water. So I will try and do this a little bit longer, this stitch with me, since there seems to be so many people enjoying it and all, but I can feel my throat really struggling, my voice, and so I might need to end this before you want it to end, just because I do not want my voice to totally get lost. But we'll see, maybe the water helped. Yeah, I really enjoyed doing this de-stitch with me live. It's a lot of fun, so it's mostly because I wanted myself to do it longer, but if my voice is failing much more, then I will have to throw in the towel. But at least I will be back next week. Oh, that's good. You're not worried about the burnout, Jessie. Woohoo! For the whip wheel. I think we all, like, most people ended up hating Arbitrary August. Not like hating, but like quitting before it was done. Like even Michelle, that was so hyped and continuing into September, has like had to stop her whip wheel. So, but it's fun how we all, like, we love our whip wheel. We all try to implement it in our rotations for us that do a rotation, or like implement it into our plans and stuff. It's really fun. Oh, thank you, Jessie. Yeah. Usually, the worst thing about me getting sick is that it lasts for so long. Since I have so little energy, my body really struggles to fight off the sickness. So it can be a pain, but luckily in Norway I am lucky that I do not need to work when I am sick or force myself to work. So yeah, I also quit early, Shelly. You're not alone. Yeah, you did last a long time, Heather. I will say you actually accomplished Arbitrary August, but that's me. Well, at least today I am almost done with all of her hair. I have just a little bit more hair. I have a little bit more in this part and in this part. And then I can start working on her face. And if I get the face done, then I am almost finished with the lady, and it's just the tiger left to stitch and background. Yeah, Jessie, I also like the arbitrary concept, but I also did it in switching project each day. So if it had been like a month where, not a month, I don't think I could do a month because there's always something I feel I need to stitch. but say doing like 3 weeks of a month and spinning the wheel 4 times in those 3 weeks, I think that would be a better option for me, because I do like sticking with my projects when I first actually am stitching on them. I think that's why I really love my new rotation as much, because it gives me like, I wasn't totally done with putting my furry tails away, the sow. I wanted to finish the part that had came out, so I just made in my rotation that lasts a day longer, and I'm taking a day away either on my Lady and the Tiger or my Final Fantasy piece, and I'm back on track. And the days, how long each rotation lasts, it can varies between whip to whip how many days I choose. So I also like that. So if I now did feel like working on my Lady and the Tiger for 5 more days, I can do that and not ruin my rotation. So that's basically why I love it so much. I think it gives me a lot of flexibility to stitch what I want, but at the same time having some structure to what I will get stitched, and in the end sticking to some project always, so after a while they will get done, and also hindering me from starting too many new projects. So yeah, Shelly, you could totally do that. Yeah, Heather, your rotation that you showed me so far looks really good. I think that will work for you, especially since you have the FFOs in there that you really want to get done but never take time to do. And I think that's the really appealing part of rotations for me. It's not that I don't want to stitch on these projects that I have. It's just that when stitching, when you have so many things you want to stitch, it's nice to just have something to focus on and have a rotation to keep you to it. So my Lady of the Tiger is one of them, because she is in the rotation of what I have called UFOs, but it's really my oldest whip. So I love working on her. There is a lot of big blocks of colors, and so having some time always made for stitching on her will be really nice, and I will feel responsible to stitch on her. So I do not like start a new height or anything like that, and actually get her done. So rotations to me are a way of having some more structure in life. Yeah, try it out, Heather. If you don't like it, then you just quit the rotation. And I think for me, rotation is, I need that structure, because so many parts of my life, with my illness and the fact that there is a big chance I may have or may not have OCD, but I at least have very many signs that I have. Since most of my life is so unstructured, I never know if I am going to have a bad day and not be able to get out of bed at all. Having those rotation and having a structure in my life is really relaxing for me, and it's really helping with my self-esteem. And like managing to do something like the 100 Days of Hay challenge is like such a huge accomplishment for me. And yeah, so I think I need to stick to my rotation, but that doesn't mean that everyone else needs to do a rotation. Do what you like and do what you need. Stitching is a hobby, and stitching is something I do to help my health. It has helped me through a very hard depression. It has helped me stay relaxed, so it saves me energy to actually get some time in the day to use on my husband and son and start feeling alive again. Feeling like I am actually accomplishing something, and yeah. So yeah, stitching is a very good solace for many people. That is one of the few things I am very glad that my mom learned me. So, oh no, I did wrong again. Let's see. This brown color do not want to be my friend today. It's only the brown color I have done mistakes with. It's like, why don't you want to be my friend and play with me, brown? Please be my friend. Yeah, Jessie, that's true. It's improving so much, and I am creating art. I'm actually getting something physical out of it. So let's see. Get this brown back on track. Yeah, luckily it has just been a few stitches here and there, but I think in a total I'm up to about 20 now of frogging. So not the worst, but have had better days. Yeah, I think it's because I'm distracted that I'm doing so many mistakes, Sarah. And by the way, hi! So nice that you could jump on and join me. Let's see. Now I am back at track. Let's see. This black hair I totally did just put a place, because it is actually supposed to be down here where I had to frog. So that was an intentionally wrong place black. Oh, nice. Yeah, I am considering doing the new temperature kit, but I really need to check up about the websites where I can find the temperatures. Let me see. Yeah, I try not to count out loud, but maybe it will help you if I count out loud that I count in Norwegian, Shelly. So maybe you won't mess up as much as normally. Yeah, hopefully Norway is there too. I haven't checked it out yet, but I am totally going to do when I just sit down and relax and actually remember to do it. It has been some stressful couple of weeks, so I'm glad that today I am officially done on the center that I was participating at. So my days will go back to normal. So I at least are really looking forward to it because I can feel that my body has not been happy the last month and a half. So, and today, as I have said previously, if there is anything you want to ask me about, feel free, because I did not find a tag to answer or anything, so I thought that it would be fun that you can do like ask me random questions about whatever you want, and I will try to answer the best I can. I actually saw what you did, Sarah. Thank you so much. I saw that you did send me a link. That is amazing. Then the next time I'm doing my Sal swap gift categories, I am going to do my temperature garden now that you have found that I can get my temperatures. That's amazing. And I think I have the same, Sarah, I think I have the same love-hate relationship with my temperature garden as you do with your travel project, the Little House Needleworks. That you do 101, you're like, oh no, I don't want to do that. And when you actually sit down and stitch, you love it. And it's the same with my temperature garden, because I am also doing that 101. So I think I will just need to sit down and actually do it and get the love for that whip again. Especially now that I have the temperatures and can stitch. That's okay, Shelly. So yeah, Sarah. I I have that same I have that same going in my head. I have a couple of whips that I'm just like, no, I do not want to work on that. I don't like it. And when I actually do sit down and stitch it, each and every time, I totally love it. So I don't know why my head is like thinking I don't like it when I actually do like it. Let me see. So most of what you see on this side of the pattern, her hair is almost done. I just have a tiny bit more of black to do, and I will be done with her hair color. So, but I just realized there is a mistake here somewhere again. But where is the mistake? I found it. Brown again. Thank you, Sarah. Yeah, I really love working on this one. My big lady, as I usually call her. But and that's why I think I really like the idea and so far the progress of my new rotation, because she has her own category in a way, so I will always stitch on her each time I start my rotation. Again. So this brown is really giving me trouble today. Now it's knotting up. Oh well. There. If it doesn't want to play with me, I'm gonna force him to play with me. And yes, for some reason, my brown floss suddenly became a male. Don't ask me why. I don't know myself. I think maybe floss is like, you say, at least in Norwegian, when you're bending the word in grammar, you bend, in Norwegian, we bend it depending on what type of sex it is. We have like he, she, or it, and floss is bends like a he, so floss immediately becomes a he to me. I think that must be the reason. Yeah, the brown is naughty today. Thank you, Shelly. Yeah, floss have a gender, a male one, so. But this black one is really nice today. It haven't given me problem at all. It's just every time I stitch black, I find problems I have in the brown that I have stitched. Okay, let's pin stitch this one. Yeah, I want to do it here. And I actually feel I have gotten a lot done stitching today, doing the stitch with me more than I normally do, so I don't know why, but that's a good thing. So, black back on. As you can see, I am the type of girl that when I am done with a floss or anything like that, I always have to put it back where it belongs right away. I can't have floss laying around. Alright, doing this brown. Luckily it's only 2 stitches, so I hope it will behave for those 2 stitches. Yes, Sandra, I have thought about doing a Google Hangout. I just don't know how I do it. And it's almost as I are feeling nervous about ending this floss, like doing a pin stitch and cutting the floss, because I'm so afraid there will be more mistakes in the brown I have done. But luckily I know that everything else I have done is correct, so it should be correct. There. So look at that. There is only one ninja stitch right here where I did the black pin stitch, and the hair at this part is done, and I will work more on her forehead and rest of her head, and there is a tiny bit more stitches going down here of her hair. So, but you can see at this section here, this is the tiger. So the tiger is like coming down, something about this. So there's not that much left on her face to do, and there is some tiny bit of stitching down at her neck and hand that I need to do, and the lady will be done. So that's exciting. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to doing the tiger. And I really like the fact that I started this in the middle and worked my way up in the corner. And I like the fact that the tiger will come at the end, because that is what I am looking most forward to, except her face, because that was like my main priority in the beginning, like working down and doing her face, and then the tiger. So that will be cool. But I think I will call it a day, because I can feel my voice is trying to say goodnight. It hasn't like started to fail, but I can feel it's difficult to talk properly because it is, yeah, iffy. So with that, I think I will leave you for today, and I will be back next Tuesday. I think I will start at 8 p.m. my time, which is Central European summertime right now. Just because I have some trouble putting Leo to bed lately, so he should be in bed by 7 p.m. but now he's in bed more like 7:30 p.m. So 8 p.m. then I will have some time to set up and get ready before we are going to stitch together. So hope you all enjoyed. I did. It was super fun. Have a nice rest of your day, evening, night, wherever you are, and I will see you soon. Goodbye. And where did I end this video? I have to flip you over. Sorry. There. Goodbye.